All right, let's talk about something that every single person with a great idea worries about. How do you turn that spark into something that actually, makes money? Today, we're going to break down the tool that does just that. You've been there, right? You've got this amazing concept, this game changer, but then this little voice of doubt creeps in. It's asking, is this for real or is it just a fantasy? What happens if I go all in and it just fizzles out? It's a scary thought. Well, there is a way to silence that doubt. There's a super simple but incredibly powerful tool that takes all that uncertainty and turns it into a clear, calculated risk. It's called break-even analysis, and honestly, it's your new best friend for making smart decisions. So let's get right to it with the biggest business question of all. And to make this real, we're going to follow the story of a new entrepreneur. Meet Anna. She's got a plan to launch a new line of small pizzas. But before she buys a single ingredient, she needs to answer the most fundamental question there is. How many pizzas does she have to sell just to not lose money? First things first, Anna has to nail down her fixed costs. Think of these as the bills that show up like clockwork every single month, no matter what. For her, it's a $4,000 lease on some new pizza equipment. Doesn't matter if she sells 0 pizzas or 1,000, that bill is coming. And then you've got the opposite, variable costs. These are the costs that are tied directly to making each pizza. We're talking about the dough, the sauce, the cheese, even the box it goes in. For Anna, all of that adds up to $4 per pizza. Okay, so we've got our two key ingredients, fixed costs and variable costs. Now for the fun part. Let's find that magic number for Anna. And the formula? Way simpler than you'd think. First, we find something called the contribution margin. Sounds fancy, but it's just the profit on one pizza. So if she sells a pizza for $9 and it costs her $4 to make, that leaves $5. That $5 contributes to paying off her big monthly equipment bill. Then you just divide your total fixed costs by that little number. So let's plug in Anna's numbers. We've got her $4,000 in fixed costs, and we're dividing it by that $5 contribution margin. So what do we get? 800. That's the number. That's her break-even point. Anna has to sell 800 pizzas in a month to cover all her costs. At pizza number 800, she's perfectly balanced. She hasn't made a dime, but she hasn't lost one either. And here's the best part. Every single pizza she sells after that, pizza 801, that's pure profit. But come on, nobody gets into business just to break even, right? We're in it to actually make money. And this is where this whole thing gets really exciting. See, Anna's not just thinking about covering her bills. She has a big goal. She wants to be making a profit of $10,000 a month. So, can our little formula help her figure that out? Oh yeah, you bet it can. We just make one tiny little change. We treat that $10,000 profit goal like it's another fixed cost. You just add it on top. So now, she doesn't just need to cover her $4,000 lease, she needs to cover a total of $14,000. You run the numbers, and there it is, 2,800. To hit that ambitious goal, Anna needs to sell 2,800 pizzas a month. And just like that, her dream isn't just a dream anymore. It's a real, concrete sales target she can work towards. Now, what's really cool is that this same exact logic works for all kinds of other big business decisions. For instance, the classic dilemma, should we make something ourselves or should we just buy it from someone else? Okay, check this out. A company can drop 160 grand on new machinery to make a part for $100 each. Or they can skip that huge upfront cost and just buy the part from a supplier for $150. Big investment for long-term savings or no investment and higher cost per item. What's the right move? Well, we can use break-even math to find what we call the indifference point. It's that magic number where the total cost for both options is exactly the same. And in this case, that point is 3,200 units. This makes the decision crystal clear. If you think you're going to need fewer than 3,200 units, just buy them. It's cheaper. But if you're planning on needing more than that, it's actually worth it to make that big investment and start making them in-house. And this logic just keeps on going. It's perfect for when you're comparing two different suppliers or two different machines that have totally different costs. Look at this situation. Supplier A has a lower upfront cost, but each unit costs more. Supplier B is the total opposite. A much bigger fixed cost, but each unit is way cheaper to make. And once again,
Break-even analysis gives us a clean, simple rule. The tipping point here is 800 units. If you're doing low volume, go with supplier A, no question. Keep those fixed costs down. But if you're planning to go big, supplier B is going to save you a ton of money in the long run.
So after all that, from pizzas to manufacturing parts, what's the big picture here? Why does this one simple idea matter so much? It's because it takes these huge, stressful, complicated questions and boils them down to clear, simple numbers. Is my idea even possible? How do I actually make a profit? Should I make it or buy it? Which supplier is better? All these questions stop being guesses and start being data-driven decisions. It just gives you clarity. And that's really what it's all about. This isn't some high-level tool just for giant corporations. It's for you. It's for that side hustle idea, that new project at work, that business you've been dreaming of. So I'll leave you with this. What's one big decision in your life that you could make clearer right now with this simple analysis?